welcome to Leap Taken. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft-related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. So I wanted to get into my pop culture book of shadows. Actually, this is going to be a video about a bunch of my book of shadows. I thought it would be fun to kind of update on, where I'm at. I've shared a lot of my grimoires and book of shadow. I've realized, and I haven't really come back and talked about that too much more since then. So I'm just going to sort of run you through what I've been doing. So this is something new. I'm starting with the newest, that I've been working on. So this is it. So I wanted to try digital planning at one point, digital journaling. That's not really working out for me, but this is working out for me. And it just makes sense that I'm using it for pop culture magic. So this is my pop culture book of shadows. And I just have some images of some of my favorite things. This is like practical magic up here. Who does not love this house? And then, of course, I have, Charmed and Beyonce, because I think you can take a lot from her. I may change these images as time goes on, but this is sort of my cover page right now. Did not mean to do that. And let me go ahead and just sort of get into this. There we go. So I go into just, talking kind of just a reference on what this is for myself and with other imagery. I love Kristen Chenoweth in American Gods as Osera. Say here, pop culture undeniably influences my magical practice, embodying the confidence and beauty of Beyonce, learning spells from Charmed, and introducing the styles of practical magic. House into my own cottage are just some of the ways I've been influenced. This magical notebook holds spells, incantations, charms, visual representation of witchcraft, and archetypes I may invoke. So there you go. So I actually kind of continued on with a little bit of American Gods. So this is, by the way, pop culture. So it's not just, a specific TV show or just movies. This is everything. And you'll see momentarily as I get into it. So like this is Belquist from American Gods. And I just have some information about her. Love her. Love the vibe that she invoked. If I want to work on glamour magic, honestly, even sex magic, desire type spell work or workings and things of that nature, she's someone I think about. And here I leave myself room for any adages, notes, or things like that. I can always just write as well as opposed to just typing out. So it's not at all completed. I just want to point that out. So like to invoke Belquist, Belquist. I'm saying Belquist. Belquist. I need to be able to write that here. I haven't done that yet because I'm not looking for something that someone tells me how to do. I'm looking for what makes sense for me. And I haven't done that yet. So that's what that space is for. Okay. And then, of course, Witches of Eastwick's Cherry Pit spell. I've been meaning to do this, but I have not done it yet. I will be doing some work that's going to require, I don't typically, if you've ever seen a movie, you understand this is something you do to your enemy. So I haven't done it yet. This is the time to get cherries. I will be updating this soon because we'll just say the need has arisen to do this spell. So I'll have that here. And I just leave myself room as well. The attraction spell. So based on this, I want to write out an attraction spell. It doesn't have to be exactly, but inspired by. So there's space for that. I sort of went through and made room for kind of how I want it to set up. I can always change it, but that was my intention when I set that section up. Charm spells inspired by charm. I got these from the internet. You can search because people have already did the work for me. And I just took what I wanted. So protection spell for every witch in every hour. Send us now the greatest power. Brick and mortar, wood and stone. Protect our center. Protect our home. I love that. Anyway, yeah. So it tells you like something wicked this way comes from episode 1. So it goes into that. So I just have like different things that I wanted, that I liked. And I wanted to put here to call a law switch. I remember that. So anyway, yeah. And then, of course, Renaissance. I think Renaissance, like the music is very high vibrational. It's cleansing. If you're doing shadow work, cleansing work, and things like that, I believe that you can use a lot of the lyrics from the songs, pieces here and there to help with that. So that's how I plan on using it. I sort of want to wait until I actually go to the concert and then kind of have that experience. And then I'll be able to write in here, not just from the music, but that's just me. By the way, I'll add more pages. Like this is that section, but then I'll go back in and add more pages. Eventually, I think I'll add tabs so I can find, because this is going to grow. The Craft, come on. Who has not been influenced by The Craft? Who has not? Who, I dare. Anyway, but this is my jam right here. This movie, I love that imagery. So I have like some of the spells I found again online, on the internet. There is a lot of stuff already out there. You don't really have to look very far. People have already done the work because it's been around for so long. So like revenge balding, I just wanted to have that. I have not done this to anyone. A coven ritual, love spell, beauty spell, all the power of Manon spells. So like I mean I don't I could use this with something else though. And healing. There's a glamour, remember the glamour spell, and then binding, invocation of the spirit calling the corners. I liked this so much. Like I wanted to have this because I can build out from this for something else. And then my more recent addition is K-pop. So let me just talk a little bit about this. So this is an album cover for a group called Stray Kids, and the name of the album is called Five Star. So there's a lot of like I'll just read what I wrote here because that's why I put it here. The idea for the title Five Star came from the lyrics of S Class playing around the word special and star. One of the members, Bang Chan, said that. So Five Star represents the uniqueness and confidence that we put into our work. This is very high vibrational music. If you and a lot of the music is in English, the lyrics that they're I mean, there's going to be an accent, so you kind of just learn that and work with it. It's not something I notice it. I wouldn't say I don't notice it, but I do notice it. But if you listen enough with anybody you listen to, like sometimes I listen to SZA and I don't understand what she's saying, but I don't listen to a lot of her music often. So that's why if I listen to it more often, I would get it. And I feel the same way about this. So again, I just took from something I saw online, a quote by one of the members, Changbin, and kind of how he spoke about this song called Item. And I looked up the lyrics because I really liked that song. And I was like, and I was hearing some of it, but with some of the accents, I wanted to make sure, I understood what I was hearing. So long story short, I took that song and I created a spell. And here it is. And I've recently used the spell. So this is as far as I've gotten with my pop culture book of shadows. There's going to be more additions. This is like really just naturally evolving organically. I don't feel like I have to update every week or, definitely every day, but like as needed. And so far, so good. I'm really liking the progress that I've had with this so far. This has been a fun and just a great outlet for me, very inspiring of what I've done. I love it. Okay, so here is the next one. This is, I've actually shared this. I'm pretty sure I shared this before. I know for my Elite Taken members, which is a Patreon here on YouTube, I have shared this in detail, but I've since updated. This is my Book of Shadows planner. So I've added a couple different things. I'm testing out a planner that I've actually created for myself as well. But yeah, this is this is it. I'm gonna use stickers. So yeah, I love the concept of let your dreams lead your way with the Disney princess. princesses. I just love that. So I'm just gonna kind of skip ahead. I don't use this at all like a regular planner. Like these are the blank pages of the planner. It was partially used. I'm gonna cover that so it doesn't matter. Like this is the monthly page. I don't use this that way at all, which works for me. And I am going to just kind of do a quick flip through. So these are actual spells and readings and things that I cut out that I, wanted to use in my magic and, just spell results, Mercury retrograde is back in May, additional notes and so forth. This is like a personal thing, and I just highlight the dates. And this, I don't love this page, but this is what I did. And, just work, I add things to it, that I worked on, like I said, all kinds of things, more spell results, information about certain holidays and things like that. I also, I carefully add things that make sense to me, like a spell, tarot spreads. If you didn't know, I create monthly tarot spreads at leavetaken.com. It's a monthly subscription, so you should really check that out. And it's tied to astrological events, specifically lunar phases, full moon, new moon, and any major astrological events. So yeah, I create those, and they are individually created by me for you. And it's just a monthly subscription that you will get that delivered to your inbox. So yeah, this is something I've actually created as a planner. I don't want to use this like a regular planner, so I just write key dates in these sections. I've created this as well, more blank pages. This is the month that I'm in. Blank pages to add things, spell results page, and just additional notes and things like that. Stickers. But yeah, like things that I'm working on. I'm showing you it all here, kitchen magic, things like that. My intention, this is a spell I did, so I added here. My intention is to take, the things out of here, and then I will be putting them in to individual planners, Book of Shadows and Grimoires that I'm working with. So that is this one. I kind of did a quick flip through because, it's really, for lack of better words, unedited. It's kind of, some stuff, I wouldn't say it's very personal. I wouldn't show it at all, but it's in the works. And if you are a practitioner, you don't want to give it all away, right? So some of the big things I'm working on. So this for August, I'm really excited. I love the cover for this, the divider page for August. But this is what it looks like. It's blank. It's blank, planner. So yeah, I'll be setting this up. So make sure to come to the virtual planning party where you update planners, Book of Shadows, your grimoires, any magical journals, this Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. It's a virtual get together, kind of like a Zoom-like call over on my Discord channel, and that should be in the description for the Discord. Come on over. It's called Leap Taken Safe Place for Witches. Come hang out with me as we, create things like this. This is actually my first technically completed Book of Shadows, and I'm not even sure if I showed it. I think I may have shown this a while ago. I started this in 2018. To me, that seems like just a handful of years ago, and technically it is, but it's actually quite some time. But I took so much pleasure in creating this over time, and once upon a time I had a lot more time on my hands, and I created this. I have my book blessing and details. This is like your typical Book of Shadows where you have like, the Wheel of the Year, like I added things, candle magic, all sorts of information. I had been drawn to specific deities, so I put their energy, spoke about that here. Yes, including Oshun. Alchemy, like there is so much good stuff in here, and like spells and all kinds of stuff in spread. Like it's just, I'm amazing myself looking at this. And I made this. Oh my gosh, a divination and pendulum. It was like some homemade thing. Um, I take pride in this, by the way, very much so. I love this. So yeah, this is, I sort of, again, just a very quick flip through of what I have in here. Like this is, like I said, pretty filled up. And you know, this makes me so happy. I'm glad I'm sharing this information with you guys because I'm going to show you momentarily where I'm kind of leading up with this. I wrote down a lot of like results from spells and spreads and all sorts of stuff. And just, you know, I continued to add to it, building information. Like this is July, I realize, 2019. A lot of handwriting. I try not to care too much if my handwriting was neat or not. But yeah, this is so cool. And I have a couple blank page. Like I just didn't. I knew. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. Like when you reach the natural evolution, or you feel like the natural evolution. Look at this. I even have rooms in here. When you feel like it's done, regardless if there's still some pages left, then you're done. For me, this was enough. This is where the journey ended for this book. And I didn't buy another book for Book of Shadows in a while. Like it's not like, oh, because I just wanted to start something else. No, I really just stopped. And I have some extra like papers and notes and things like that just in the back that I didn't incorporate. So technically, I mean, it's a good amount of papers back here. I could have filled in some of those papers anyway. But yeah, this was, and there's nothing to it. You know, it's just like a sketchbook and you wouldn't know what it was until you opened it up. I will always love this, and I'm using my washi. I love this book. A matter of fact, I think I'm going to just take some time and really just read through. That's the fun thing about keeping a record of things. And this is something I like printed offline, something I saw online and I printed it. The 13 Goals of a Witch. Number one, know yourself, know your craft, learn and grow. I've been doing that. So yeah, I just want to kind of take you on this little journey and hopefully inspire you and give you some ideas. If you've been wanting to do something, a Book of Shadows, a grimoire, and you're like, I don't know what to put in there. Like this is your classic right here, where I just have, you know, like I said, a lot of information on divination, on raising energy, like just things I picked up, I put in here. So yeah. Okay, so this cutie patootie. This is something I worked on not too long ago. My little button is popped off and I think I know where it is, but I tried to put it back on and it won't stay. So yeah, that's where we are with that. I have definitely shared this here on this channel. It's been a while, but I have shared this. My goal was to like create a table of contents. I'm just letting you know I did not do that. But this has a good amount of information in here. There's still some blank pages, as you can see. But, you know, it is what it is. This is something I took the time to kind of partially like decorate the pages a little bit ahead of time. Like with washi and things like that. I still, listen, nothing's changed. I can still write in here and go back, and that is still very much my intention. Honestly, like a lot of the things, like so there's some overlap with the other one that I showed. This one, though, I feel like so I came into this a little bit more knowledgeable. So I'm using like a color wheel versus just, oh, this is color magic. White means, you know, all purpose. You know, it's a little bit more detailed here. And that's what I kind of love about this. Like, it's kind of like there's an evolution, and you can see in my different books. And when I'm done, I'm done. Clearly, I am not done with this one. And I knew this would take a while because I wanted it to. That was always my intention for this to take some time. Ideally, it would have been nice to have filled in more, but my attention has gone elsewhere, if I'm being totally honest. So I just haven't really been filling this one up. But you know what? That's okay. I'm alive. I'm not dead. I'll, come back to it. And I see I have some spell results and some things that I've done. I'm looking at this for the first time, by the way. Oh, my Cottage Witch anniversary, June 21st. So cool, so cool. So yeah, I have, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. So, here's the thing. This is something, a printout, something I download online. I halfway remember this. I know I shared a lot of this over the years that I've been here on YouTube, like this specifically. Yeah, I'm like really proud of myself. I'm looking at this now, thinking, wow, look at you, girl. You did some stuff. So, honestly, the blank pages normally would give me like this weird shame. Like, oh, you're not doing what you said you would do. You don't follow anything. I love this. This is for Yule Witch jars. I love this so much. And Yule spell ornaments, which I actually created both of these. So anyway, that makes me really happy. But yeah, so this is pretty solid. So I will actually be adding to this because of my Book of Shadow planner. I will be updating this. Believe it or not, I'm still not done. Okay, I'm not done. So this is my very thick Cottage Witch Book of Shadows. This I've shared a number of times here on this channel. She's just about done. Just about, when I mean done, I had went in and I don't want to say filled, pre-decorated, I guess, the pages. And then I just went ahead and, like, some things are meant just to, honestly, I have little notes here, but I was never going to write on this. Things like this is more just, to add to sort of my aesthetic. And then other times I do have things in here. But yeah, you can see I took clippings and images from various places. I've actually downloaded images off of Etsy, like this one. I adore this. They're made for junk journaling, like scrapbooking or whatever, and cut them down to size and pasted them here. I use my Cricut, so there could be some level of consistency for the most part. There was a book that I had. I took this out of it and, created these images. This was an actual book, and I just used the pages. I just changed everything. I think I left like 1 or 2 pages in this book. I can't find it right now, but for the most part, I've covered everything up. And then I wanted kind of a textural shift, so I use like photo paper for some things versus just, and then like this is like magazines. Things, celebratory citrus cookies. So I have that here, and it's like just this extra page anyway. But yeah, this is like a full recipe and all this other stuff. I have my correspondences here regarding meat, by the way. I adore this book. I adore adding to it as well. Yeah. So I can't say enough about this. This has continued to just give me so much joy when I decorated the book and also now. So in the back is where there's still some room for me to go. I'm making progress, however. I actually have something I need to add to this section. As well. Like I said, the Book of Shadows planner makes it possible for me to come back here and update this because I have tried and true spells that I want to write down. This basically includes this is only for kind of things I do or things I need to know, but specifically around cottage witchery. So yeah. Not a lot of blank pages though, if you can tell. Like some of this is decorative, but I've been really filling this up with pride and very happy to do so. So yeah, anyway, but this is not meant to be like a long drawn out flip through. It's more of I wanted to kind of give you some ideas, and show you, like, I love having, when I did this is what I want. I wanted to have like little note cards and things like that. So this is just parchment paper. And the point is, you just read this. So for like time, for health, healing, and visions, wear it when using a divination tool. Use the dried herb and spells for good health or healing. And aloe for protection and luck. Aloe guards against evil influences, whether physical or influential energy, and protects your home. I have right here in my office with all of these computers that you don't know, but that I'm currently surrounded by, and devices and such, in front of a window, this ever-growing aloe vera plant. And I would like to believe it is a sort of protection. When you really look at an aloe plant, what kind of gives like it's protecting, just the way it grows, it's wild. Even for vanilla, I love that. Just like these little things, star anise. So yeah, I could have easily just did a list of course, herbal correspondences and so forth, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do it like this. And I love the images here to go with it. So that's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's pretty images, but there's information. There's information here too. I just loved getting these imageries and having here, even here, there's details. I don't know if you can see that, but we're just talking about beeswax. But yeah, this has been a joy finishing this. And I even created like pockets here for like more information. So this talks about rosemary, details as well. And I just keep it here, put a little sticker there. Yeah, so as you can see, we've been on quite the journey, this book and I, painstakingly filling it in, writing things down, collecting information, actually casting the spells, making the potions and so forth, oils. Yeah, so this is how it started, the Good Witch's Daily Spell Book, which I still love that for the title. I'm not going to change that. And yeah, I made it into a really fat cottage witch book of shadows. That's exactly what this is. And I adore this book. So there you go. And I keep this on here to try to keep her closed. Okay, so let's talk about some new things. So I recently had a conversation about creating a legacy book of shadows. So it's not that the other ones that I have are not meant to ever be seen, because I'm okay with that. It's more that I would like a legacy book of shadows, something I'm intentionally creating to pass down. So I went over to Goodwill and I was looking for something that I could use for that. And one of the lovely witches in my coven gave me this idea, so I'm not going to even say this is my own. But when I got to the Goodwill, I found two books. So this is the first one, and I'm still honestly trying to make a decision on what I'm going to do. I don't know if one is going to be a legacy book just with spells, and the other one more like a sort of magical journal diary type situation where I'm sharing from a narration point of view of my experience, and this more like a spell, specifically nothing but spells. I love this book. So fear you not, where it says Egyptology, I can cover this. I have a Cricut, I have vinyl, like I have things to really decorate this and make this something more if I so choose to. But this right here, I love. This just looks magical. It looks like I'm about to learn something new. Now, I think this book is meant for like children, but that's okay. It fits my purpose. Fits my purpose just fine. So this book already has like little things in here. Like you have this picture. It looks like people, I don't know if I can get that in a shot. Yeah, it looks like, so large. Somebody signed it on the back. So just know my intention is not to keep this as is. I would be changing it. For instance, a lot of this, I mean, I might maybe keep this page, I don't know, but this image would get covered and this would get covered. And I might add something else on here, but I would keep this, I could put a label, put something else here. But yeah, this is supposed to be like, I remember seeing this kind of stuff as a kid. Um, but look at this. And it's dated April 21st, 2004. Yeah. And it's like supposed to be like some letter or something from Joanna Sutherland. Anyway, this fits my purposes great. Search for the Tomb of Osiris. So I have intention on adding more paper to this because it's not a lot of pages, right? So my intention is to add paper. So I can do that by gluing more pages in between, and I can secure them with tape, washi tape or something, maybe a little bit more. I'll get to that. And then, of course, all these little pop-ups and inserts. Again, I can work with that. Just the basis of this is fine, but honestly, I could recover this whole thing with something else, which I most likely will. But I love the little, pop-ups. I love this. So I plan to get very creative with this. And it's definitely like, come on, look at this map. Honestly, I could keep this or I might put something else in here. Honestly, my intention is to cover pretty much everything up here. My intention is not to keep this as is. This is definitely written with someone with a very European focus because this is supposed to be Egypt and these look like white people. So let's just talk about that. This is supposed to be ancient Egypt. So yeah. So many cute little things in here. It looks like somebody had this and never really used it. Or not very much. Look at that. So you have this here. This is about the cloth for the mummies. So there's just going to be so many options for myself to just do things with. People buy things for their kids and maybe they looked at it once and never looked at it again. Kids grow up. It's not necessary anymore. But the point is it gives me so much room to do something with when I got this. So this closes Understanding Hieroglyphics. I was thinking, I mean, I could keep this, but I also like the idea for this page right here, this section for like maybe runes. I don't know. Again, I'll add more pages in here. But this is just a really interesting idea of playing with this. So I wanted to share this with you. And obviously as I go, I'll be happy to share like my initial putting it together. But honestly, once I have it done, I most likely would not share it because this will be private. It'll be for getting passed down. I've already talked to, I want to say, I was going to say my kids, but really just my daughter. I have to tell my son still about it. The Egyptian Book of the Dead, I kind of dig that. But yeah, so there you go. So this is pretty straightforward. This back page right here, and it looks like it's a pocket, but it's not. It's just the back page. But then there's like all this stuff here. This is, come on. I love this so much. But yeah, that's the book. So, and this is the other end. Again, I love the eyes, so I would probably cover up everything else. So that's this book, okay? Let me show you the other treasure. Also from the Goodwill. It says the treasure chest. That doesn't matter. This is like some sort of vinyl covering, by the way. So I'm thinking I might keep this or add something or recover the vinyl with more vinyl because I'm not loving the brown, but I could, I could work with it. So I think this was supposed to be like, I don't know what this is supposed to be, a heritage album containing 1,064 familiar and inspirational quotations, poems, sentiments, prayers from great minds of 2,500 years. So clearly I don't want this. The intention would be to cover every single page in this book and create a new book, okay? It may, and let's talk about the spine. I don't know if you're getting that. You see how that is right there, how it's like extra reinforced? So like I'm pulling it, but it does, it's, look how thick that is. So my intention would be to take paper, pictures, photos, whatever, and cover this completely. Will I keep something? I don't know. I doubt it. I don't really want quotes from Abraham Lincoln in my legacy book of shadows. So I doubt if I would keep that. But I like how it folds. You see that? I like this, how it folds like right there. So if you get what I'm saying, I like that. It's really reinforced so it basically can stand the test of time is my point. So this might be the one I use more for narration, and that's whether it's at my handwriting, images, all sorts of stuff. Actual, yeah, ritual spells will be linked in here as well. So I'm thinking I would use this book for that purpose, but you see how this is wrinkling? I could take a box cutter, a knife, and just like take this off and then put new vinyl on here. I'm gratefully I have a Cricut, so I can really play with this. The spine, and even kind of with this, I can create something new. So yeah, so I end up getting both of the books because I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do. But if I'm perfectly honest, this is what I'm leaning more toward playing with first and getting set up, because this one honestly makes me so excited to work with. This one, like, come on, that insert there with look at this, with the stones. This is everything. So I think my goal is to set this one up first with spells, charms, magic, essentially. This is going to be a book of magic, something that I could truly pass down. And I feel like there's just, look at this in the spine. Hopefully this comes through. There's a lot of space. So I don't think this is something that's going to get too bulky. Well, it may, but even still I can work with it. And I don't know. I'm really called to this one. So this one seems like this is the one that I'll work with. And like I said, pass this down as a legacy book of magic, book of shadows. I may call it a book of magic. I think I just said that for the first time. I was thinking book of shadows up until this point, but now we're going to call it a book of magic because it's in my head. And I'll circle back about this one. I like it. This is going to be they're both going to be a lot of work, and I'm not afraid of the work. It's just that I know I don't want to keep this, but I like the book. Like, I like the design of the book. So I'm going to just figure that out. I like the design of the book, and I want to add to it and tweak it even more. So yeah, that is pretty much it with the books. Now, separately, I have journals, scripting books, and things of that nature, but I just kind of wanted to focus on Book of Shadows, like actual magical grimoires that I've created, and give you an idea of like where I'm at now. And because I'm the queen of write it down, paper crafts and all that. This is truly exciting because I get to start another project, and I get to finish off that other book, my cute fancy one. Actually, all of them. I'll be wrapping up the Cottage Witch Book of Shadows as well. And by the way, I go through that. I look through that when I'm trying to remember certain things, especially like seafood correspondences and meat correspondences when I'm doing some bit of kitchen witchery. It's come in very handy, I will admit. So yeah, I keep it on deck. So I'm going to just stop here, and soon to come, you'll see some updates as I set this up. I'll be happy to share that process. I imagine it's going to be slower, so those will probably be like long videos that maybe if you're working on something and you just kind of have it playing as you work along too. It's kind of like having a friend sitting with you working on something. Yeah, so my intention is to record definitely some of this setup so you can get an idea if you're really curious on how this works out, because I'm super excited. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share, hit the join button if you consider supporting me here on this channel. It's like a Patreon here on YouTube, so I'd really appreciate that. Go to leaptaken.com, check out my services. And as always, thanks again for watching. All right, bye.